The Golden State Warriors are expected to shop forward Jonathan Kuminga once he becomes trade-eligible on January 15th, according to veteran NBA insider Mark Stein. Stein reported that multiple teams anticipate Golden State will explore Kuminga's value ahead of the February 5th trade deadline, despite teammates, particularly Jimmy Butler, publicly showing support for the 23-year-old. Anticipation grows in various corners of the league that Kuminga will be dealt before the February 5th deadline, Stein wrote in the Stein line, adding that league observers view the move as inevitable. Warriors re-signed Kuminga to a tradable contract. Kuminga spent most of the summer locked in a tense restricted free agency battle before agreeing to a 2-year, $48.5 million contract in October. The deal includes a team option, a detail Golden State reportedly insisted on to maintain flexibility. The Warriors' hardball stance all summer was adopted with the intention to ensure that the 23-year-old was re-signed to a tradable contract, Stein reported. Multiple executives now view Kuminga as one of the league's most attractive mid-tier assets. It's one of the best trade chips in the league, one veteran front office executive told Stein. Lingering knee injury and mounting frustration. Kuminga is set to miss his 5th straight game Friday against the Portland Trail Blazers due to bilateral knee tendinitis. The Warriors are taking a cautious approach, but the timing has fueled further tension around his role and future. According to ESPN's Anthony Slater, Kuminga feels like the scapegoat again, amid the team's recent slump and rotation changes. After a 4-1 start, Golden State fell into a 2-5 tailspin, and head coach Steve Kerr moved Kuminga back to the bench. Kuminga's turnovers spiked and performance dipped. Kerr demoted Kuminga back to a bench role, reopening old wounds, Slater wrote. Through 9 games, Kuminga averaged 13.8 points, 6.6 rebounds, and 2.8 assists, but turnovers increased from 2.4 to 3.1 per game during his final 7 appearances before the injury. Butler pushes back on Kuminga criticism. Golden State won 3 straight immediately after Kuminga exited the lineup, intensifying league speculation. Butler rejected the idea that the Warriors improved without him. Him not being in the lineup ain't the reason that we're winning, Butler said. That ain't got nothing to do with him. Butler emphasized that the Warriors' defense, clearer roles, and sharper execution were more impactful than Kuminga's absence. Internally, the team views his potential 6th-man role as a way to feature him offensively and showcase him to suitors. Kuminga could be featured to increase trade value. Kerr's new rotation now features Moses Moody and rookie Will Richard alongside Stephen Curry, Draymond Green, and Butler. Once healthy, Kuminga is expected to return as a primary scoring option off the bench, giving him more touches and Golden State more leverage. As his trade restriction lifts on January 15th, the Warriors will have roughly 3 weeks to survey the market. With a team-friendly contract, enticing athletic upside, and two-way flashes, Kuminga will likely be one of the most pursued players available. Whether Golden State keeps him or cashes him in, one thing appears certain: Kuminga's future may not be in San Francisco much longer. The Golden State Warriors can't catch a break. Hours after learning veteran center Al Horford will miss at least 1 week, the franchise may now be without former Defensive Player of the Year Draymond Green when they host the Utah Jazz on Monday. According to NBC Sports Bay Area columnist Monty Poole, Green is listed as questionable with a foot injury. Poole also reported that Horford will be out due to sciatica and forward Jonathan Kuminga remains sidelined with bilateral knee tendinitis. If Green joins Horford on the inactive list, the Warriors, already among the smallest teams in the Western Conference, will enter Monday dangerously thin in the frontcourt. Golden State exposed on glass during 3rd straight loss. The Warriors' recent slide hit a breaking point in Friday's 127-123 loss to the Portland Trail Blazers, exposing Golden State's biggest flaw: rebounding. Portland grabbed 12 more offensive rebounds than the Warriors and turned those opportunities into a 28-10 blowout edge in second-chance points. Tonight, what really hurt us was the second-chance opportunities, head coach Steve Kerr said after the loss. They kept getting extra shots, and that's where the game turned. Horford, signed this offseason to stabilize the team's interior, played only 18 minutes before exiting. Without him, The Warriors were out-rebounded, outmuscled, and repeatedly punished on broken defensive possessions. Jimmy Butler calls out Warriors after loss. "We're not guarding anybody." Six-time All-Star Jimmy Butler challenges team identity, says defense, not size, is the real issue. Kerr attributed the loss to rebounding, but Butler sees the problem differently. The outspoken Warriors wing issued a blunt critique, arguing that Golden State's struggles stem from a lack of defensive identity, not just a lack of size. "We're just not guarding anybody," Butler said. "You've got to take each and every matchup personally. We've got to do way better guarding on that side of the ball." Butler said Portland faced little resistance at every level of the court. "You're not taking anything away," Butler continued. "You're not taking the paint away. You're not taking away layups, free throws, lobs, threes. Tonight they were getting whatever shot they wanted." Despite Stephen Curry's explosive 38-point performance, Butler insisted that offense alone cannot carry the Warriors. "You can't always bank on shots going in," Butler said. "You always have to be able to guard." Butler defends Draymond Green. "I'd be pissed too." Butler was also asked whether he and Green, two vocal defensive leaders, are taking the effort personally. "I know for a fact Green does," Butler said. "He wants to get a stop every play down the floor. He's doing the toughest part if you're being real." He added that Green's workload is being made worse because his teammates aren't matching his intensity. He's got to help and box out and block shots and get the rebound. "Honestly, I'd be pissed if I was Dre, too." Warriors enter critical stretch. With Horford out, Green questionable, and Kuminga still unavailable, Golden State is staring at a pivotal week that could shape their season. Whether Kerr agrees with Butler or not, the message is clear. The Warriors must defend, or risk falling apart. The Golden State Warriors have found themselves in the same spot they were during the early stages of the 2024-25 season. While the Dubs were far from bottom feeders, they lacked elite offensive firepower across the board, prompting them to complete a blockbuster trade to pair Stephen Curry with Jimmy Butler. So far this season, Butler and Curry have carried their weight on the offensive end, but haven't received high-level production from the rest of the pack, which could compel the franchise to make another groundbreaking deal. In an interesting trade idea crafted by Sports Illustrated's Joey Akeley, Golden State would reunite with a 6'7" fan-favorite forward and end the Jonathan Kuminga experiment in the Bay. Since joining the Miami Heat, Andrew Wiggins' on-off numbers have been brutal, Akeley wrote Friday. The Heat were 6.1 points per 100 possessions better with him off the floor last year, per cleaning the glass. They are 17.2 points per possession better with him off the floor this year. Wiggins has a $30.2 million player option next year the Heat likely don't want him to exercise. So a Kuminga trade would do two things. It would give Miami more financial flexibility next season, and it would clear small forward minutes for players who might fit better, including possibly Kuminga. The Warriors would be betting that Wiggins' defense hasn't fallen off. They don't have to worry about his offense, which has been steady this year, 18.1 points per game, 36.5 three-point shooting percentage. The Dubs were forced to sacrifice Wiggins in a mid-season deal to land Butler last season, but it's reasonable to assume the organization is open to bringing him back for another stint. Wiggins was a mediocre long-range shooter with the Minnesota Timberwolves at the start of his NBA career. However, upon joining the three-point-heavy Dubs in 2020, Wiggins elevated his perimeter shooting above 37% on 3 occasions and gaining confidence along the way. Without Wiggins, it's hard to imagine the Warriors defeating the Boston Celtics in the 2022 NBA Finals to secure title number 7. Although the Kansas product is far from an above-average defender, his familiarity/past success with Golden State, combined with Kuminga's downward spiral, could make a monster wing swap come to life this season.